Hello. Okay, I'm feeling very awkward because I haven't been on camera in a long time, and I'm also doing this soft spoken for some reason, even though I literally never do soft spoken ever, but that's just what I felt like doing. So today I'm gonna be doing Halloween makeup. I originally wanted to do black metal corpse paint, but I don't have white face paint, and I was gonna buy some, but it was kind of expensive and I didn't feel like doing that. So I do have white face powder, so we're gonna still try to do it and use this instead. It's not gonna be like exactly how I pictured it in my head, but anyway. Yeah, I'm wearing my Darkthrone A Blaze in the Northern Sky shirt. This was a hand-me-down from my brother. Just give me a second. I just need to I literally haven't been on camera in almost 3 years. Oh my god. Okay. So, yeah, I guess, like I said, I don't have white face paint, but I have I'm already quite pale, as you can tell, so I feel like that might be enough. I also have some kind of pale concealers that I thought maybe I could just use as foundation instead, but we'll see. So yeah, I don't know if I said this already, but I'm recording this on my phone for the first time. I've never recorded anything on my phone before, but my camera doesn't have autofocus. I also don't have a viewfinder for my camera, so it just wasn't gonna work. So yeah, sorry, my lips are chapped. So, oh, by the way, this is my shower curtain. I just moved it into this part of my bathroom for this video so we could have a nice little background. And this is my mirror. I need to have it, I know it's taking up half of the shot, but when I take off my glasses, I'm gonna be blind. So I need to have it close to me. I keep not looking at the right spot of the camera. And anyway, this is a little scarf that I draped over it so it's not blinding white light. So yeah, I guess we'll just get started. Ooh. Now I'm taking off my glasses and I can't see anything. Okay. So like I said, I have concealers. I also have, and I just found this today, it's a blue concealer. I don't know if that would work. I think that just would make me look blue, but we can see what that would look like. I mean, it honestly doesn't even look that blue. Oh, my skin is so dry. I'm gonna put some moisturizer on actually. I already have put on my moisturizer today, but usually before I do my makeup, I put on more because I have really dry skin. So, sorry about any sounds you may hear. There are people still awake in the house right now, so they're making sounds. Oh god, just stabbed myself in the nose. So originally, thought it would be cute if I talked about how I got into metal, specifically black metal, but it's actually quite a long story, and I don't think that I would be able to focus on both of those things at the same time, like telling the story and doing this. So perhaps another time, I don't know. Not that anybody really cares anyway, but it wasn't because of Stranger Things, by the way. I was talking with my cousin about, 'cause I haven't seen season 4 yet, so no spoilers, but she was, because she told me that they used a Metallica song in the in an episode, and she was like, people are like mad that people are discovering Metallica through Stranger Things, and we were just like joking around about getting all defensive, like, no, I knew Metallica before Stranger Things came out. And she's like, you just put it in your Instagram bio. Metallica fan before Stranger Things. Am I gonna do this blue? I mean, it's kind of not even really blue. It kind of looks whitish. Let's see. It's technically concealer, but yeah, I actually saw Metallica earlier this year. My cousins and I all went. They were playing in Vegas, and we drove up the day of and then drove home the night of, so we didn't get home until 4 a.m. But it was worth it. It was really cool. But anyway, oh, don't mind this is a beauty blender. I don't get it wet because I tried it before and it didn't work for me. It just, like, the makeup just like separated on my skin. So honestly, this is kind of working. But yeah, I'm not trying to talk about metal because I think that it makes me cool, but at the same time I think that it makes me cool that I like it. I'm just kidding. I'm not, though. I'm not like a metalhead, though. I'm not like a super fan. Like, and I don't even know like a ton of stuff, but I feel like, especially with black metal, like, it's such an extreme subgenre that knowing anything from it is like more than what the average person probably knows. So like, I don't know a ton, but I feel like knowing even just a little bit makes me cool. I'll stop talking about it, you know? I'll stop talking about it. Oh my god, I look sickly. Even more so than usual. Oh god, I look scary. I do want to talk about Stranger Things, though. So we'll circle back to that, but see, this is the area that always gives me a problem, and this is why I love wearing a mask in public, because I don't have to do the makeup on the bottom half of my face, and this is the area where it's just like dry, it like sinks into my lines. But anyway, I I've been watching a lot of TV lately, which is not my normal jam. Usually I'm a movie person. But I had a bit of a mental breakdown. And I just like completely stopped watching movies for a whole month. Which might not sound that wild, but I watched a movie every day, like every day, for almost 2 years, barring like extenuating circumstances where I literally couldn't, but for 2 years it was a movie every single day, and often even more than one movie every day. So to not do that was pretty crazy. But yeah, in August I got to a point where I was like, I'm literally just watching stuff just to say that I watched something, and I'm not even like paying attention to it or enjoying it. And I was watching like really bottom of the barrel stuff, and I'm talking like made for TV Nickelodeon and Disney movies, like, and not even ones that you would have heard of. So I was like, this isn't working, I'm just gonna take a break. And it ended up lasting for about a month, and I'm trying to get back into movies, and I still, like, I have been watching movies again, and I'm not gonna lie, like, I kind of love this, like, just for everyday kind of wear. Oh my god, I fucking love it. I still am kind of in the place where I'm like just watching stuff just to watch it, but the thing about it was that when I was taking a break from movies, I was watching shows, and I did enjoy that, but I also felt really guilty the whole time that I wasn't watching movies. So it's like, I'm back to watching movies, not really enjoying it, but at least I don't feel guilty anymore. Like, either way, there's gonna be some kind of negative feeling, so. But I've been watching, October I always only watch Halloween themed movies, so I've seen basically everything worth watching at this point, so everything on the list is pretty terrible. But last night I watched the Spirit Halloween movie that came out this year, and it was honestly so cute. I actually really liked it. So, like, legitimately, that's the best movie that I've seen in months. Like, even before I took a break from movies, Spirit Halloween is the best one that I've seen in a long time. So, there's that. Oh my god, I literally love this. I want to just look like this all the time. I love looking dead. But anyway, so I wonder if you can tell, like, it is recording, right? I can't see it. It's not like fully white, but sorry if I'm covering my face. I have to like get really close so that I can see what I'm doing. But anyway, I've really been enjoying TV shows. I was watching Supernatural for the 4th time. I don't even know. I always get really close to the end and then I stop, so this time I'm like going to finish it, but I cheated on it a little bit, and I ended up watching some other shows. because I got to season 13 of Supernatural, and I was like, oh my god, it's almost over, because it's only 15 seasons. Only 15 short seasons. And I got scared. I was like, I don't want it to end yet. So I took a little break, and I watched some other shows for a little bit. And honestly, it's Evan Peters' fault, because I probably wouldn't have done that. But I saw that he was in Dahmer, which I didn't even know they were making it. I didn't know he was in it. I just saw it on Netflix one day, and I'm like, Evan Peters is playing Jeffrey Dahmer? What? And I think it's pretty hilarious, because I saw an article. Well, it's not hilarious. It's not hilarious. But I saw an article where he like got interviewed, and he was saying that he doesn't like playing the like dark horror roles because it puts him in a dark place. And it's like, oh, so you don't like the dark horror roles, and then you go and play Jeffrey Dahmer? Like, I almost feel like he didn't have a choice, like like he had some kind of contract, and they were like, no, you've got to do it. That American Horror Story guy, what's his name? Ryan Murphy. So I watched Dahmer. It wasn't good. I know a lot of people were upset about it because it was like insensitive, like to the actual people. It's probably true. There were a lot of times in that show where you forget that it's a show about a serial killer and not just like a romantic drama with Evan Peters. Like, it was like, well, yeah, what he did was horrible, but let's take another look at Evan Peters' ass in those jeans. If you watched it, you know that I'm right. But I watched the whole thing because it's Evan Peters, and I love him as an actor. And if it weren't for him, I never would have done it. I wouldn't have touched it. Just because it was very, like, it was hard to watch sometimes. Because it's like, well, I already know to always expect from the American Horror Story guy that he's just gonna be like, huh, look how weird and edgy we are. Like, I just expect that from him at this point. But it's still like sometimes not fun to watch. Does that make sense? It's very hard to talk while I'm doing this. Okay. That's probably good. But anyway, so I watched Dahmer, and I guess I don't even need it that close on my eyes because I'm gonna be putting black on my eyes anyway. Silly. Stupid. Okay. Well, maybe put a little more here. It's definitely just like sitting right on top of my skin. I guess what other way is there for it to be? But I watched Dahmer, and then I watched Hill House, The Haunting of Hill House. Very late to the party on that one, I know. I usually am late to the party. Dropped one of the concealers that I probably won't even use because now I just put blue all over my face. But yeah, Hill House. a lot of monologues in that show. Like, a lot of monologues in that show. Like, too many. I wouldn't say that it was good, which I think many people would probably disagree with that opinion, but it was interesting and it kept me entertained, and I was actually like, I looked forward to watching it every night, so that's really all I can ask of a show, honestly. I mean, most shows that I've seen suck. That's not true. That's not true, but I mean, it kept me entertained. So, what more can you ask? I had watched the first episode in October 2021 and it seemed very scary, and so I didn't think it was a good idea. And I also wasn't like super interested in it, but I was talking with my cousin and like recently, and she told me that I should watch it, and I was like, well, I'm kind of doing a little TV show break anyway, so maybe I'll check it out after Dahmer. So I rewatched the first episode and I was actually much more intrigued than I had been the first time. So I decided to watch the whole thing. One of my biggest problems was that I just don't like any of the characters. I liked Steven, but I feel like they didn't want you to like him. Like, I felt like for most of the show they just wanted you to think Steven was a huge asshole, but he was actually the only character that I liked. I hated Nell. Oh my god. I hated her. I couldn't even tell you why. I just, from the second I saw her, I was like, nope, I don't like this one. I'm not gonna like this character. And I didn't. I never did. Maybe part of it is, well, definitely part of it is I don't like whoever played her. I didn't like her acting. It bothered me. So, yeah. I think everybody loves her though, so I probably shouldn't be saying this. Look, man, sometimes I just inexplicably hate people. Like actors. And I'm like, I couldn't even tell you why. I couldn't even give you a real reason. I just, oh my god. I didn't notice I got powder all over myself. It's because this stuff, it doesn't come out of the little shaker. And so I just like poured some out and I didn't realize there was that much that came out. Oops. But yeah, I mean, it was entertaining. I've thought about watching Bly Manor, but it has that same actor in it, the one who played Nell, I think. I'm like, she was my least favorite part of Hill House, so I don't know if I want to do that. I don't think I'll like it. I don't know. So after I watched Hill House, though, I watched season 10 of American Horror Story. I hadn't seen it yet. And I recently realized, like, how crazy it is, how long I've been watching that show, and I didn't even realize it had been that long. Like practically 10 years. Well, I think I started watching it in 2013, so however long that is. which is just crazy. Like, I didn't realize it had been that long, but it doesn't feel like that long because every season's different. But season 10, not good. I don't really expect them to be good anymore. I thought maybe after Cult they were actually like getting better, but I think Cult was a fluke. Cult's actually my favorite season. I thought I would hate that season, and it ended up being my favorite season. Evan Peters, like, oh my god, he's so amazing in that season. He plays a bunch of different roles, and he just fucking kills it. And I'm like, yes, that's what you need to do. And then they demoted him to comic relief characters again, which is, I guess, probably because, like I said, he did that article where he said he didn't like playing the dark characters. But then it's like, why do you go and play Jeffrey Dahmer then? I don't know. But yeah, at least season 10 actually had Evan Peters in it. Like, I think the season before that was 1984. I think 1984 sucked. 1984 was the worst season, honestly. And I watched Roanoke and Hotel. Oh my gosh, can I look like this all the time? Yeah, season 10, if you don't know, it was called Double Feature. I didn't realize why until I started watching it. It was like 2 ideas split up, not connected. So it was basically like, let's just half-ass 2 separate things so that we don't have to actually, you know, develop a good story or flesh anything out. I think the first part could have been interesting if they stretched it out. I mean, it wouldn't have been amazing, but the second part was pretty rough, I'm not gonna lie. The second part had major 1984, look at all of these unknowns shit show vibes. But the first part was like, it wasn't great, but it was at least kind of interesting. And oh my god, it had Macaulay Culkin in it. I completely forgot that he was in it, like in season 10. And then I saw him and I'm like, oh my god, I loved his character. I loved his character. I'm like, can we please bring Macaulay Culkin back for this show? I love him. I want him to stay. But I don't think he's in season 11. I will watch season 11. Why am I doing that? I keep forgetting that I'm gonna put black there, so it doesn't even matter. I'm like bound to it at this point. Like, I have to watch it. But I'm gonna wait until all the episodes are out because I was gonna zip this and then I'm like, I'm gonna need it again. Yeah, I'm gonna wait until all the episodes are out because I don't like having to watch stuff like each week. So yeah. I know I'm spending a ton of time on the powder. I'm just stalling having to actually do the hard part. Okay. So, and then after I watched season 10 of AHS, I went back to Supernatural, so I'm back on Supernatural now. Right? Yeah. And I'm probably gonna stay on that until I finish it, which is kind of sad. I don't want it to end. I unfortunately know a huge spoiler that I've been hoping isn't true, but it probably is. It's definitely true, because I've literally seen like screen caps from the episode. So it's probably gonna piss me off majorly, and it's just gonna be a terrible goodbye, but which is in a way like kind of like I want to finish it, but at the same time I don't. I know I'm putting more powder on. I just know I'll be disappointed. I mean, honestly, TV shows rarely end well. I haven't really finished that many TV shows, honestly. I was thinking of, after Supernatural, I want to watch some more shows. I was thinking about watching Midnight Mass, which I actually didn't know was also the guy who did Hill House, which is Mike Flanagan, which I've somehow seen like almost everything he's created, like without even realizing it. He's done a lot of movies too, and I've seen pretty much all of them. I mean, I can't be mad at the guy. Like, he's not creating terrible stuff. So, but I didn't know that he also did Midnight Mass before I put it on my list, and then I was like, oh shit, that's him too. But I don't know if I'll like Midnight Mass, but I thought maybe I would check it out. I also thought maybe I would check out the Chucky show, which when I first heard about it, I was like, that's stupid, but it got really good reviews. So I thought maybe I would check that out. What else? I would look on my phone, but I'm using it to record. Okay, I had to look at my phone. I'm also thinking about watching Servant, but I don't know. It's on like Apple TV, so I don't know if that you have to pay for that, or I don't know. And I was also thinking of watching The Watcher, even though it got really terrible reviews, just because I'm curious, like how bad can it really be? Also, it's the American Horror Story guy again, so. And I was thinking of watching the Interview with the Vampire Show with Jacob Anderson, but it's not like streaming anywhere. It's like actually on TV. So I don't know how to watch that one. I have a TV, but I don't like watching stuff on the TV. Like, I like watching stuff on my computer, so I don't know. Okay, so now I have to do the scary part. I have kind of like a general idea of how I want it to look, but it's probably not going to turn out how I want it to look. But you know what? This is just going to be an experience, and we're just going to see what happens. So I'm just going to try to draw the outline. I'm also watching Just Beyond, which is the R.L. Stine Disney Plus show. And the first 4 episodes were stupid, and then from episode 5 it's actually been pretty good. And one of the episodes was actually like scary, like objectively scary. It didn't really scare me, but like, this is a kids show. I'm surprised they were allowed to make it so spooky. But I'm almost done with that. It's only like 8 episodes or something. I thought it was much more than that. If you hear that noise, my cat's eating his dinner. I'm also watching Are You Afraid of the Dark? I never watched it as a kid. I was a Goosebumps bitch. I always thought that Are You Afraid of the Dark was like the scarier version of Goosebumps. Like Goosebumps for bigger kids. It's not. It's not scary at all. I also always felt like it was like the pretentious Goosebumps. Even though I'm pretty sure it came out before Goosebumps. But it's just like, you watch Goosebumps, I watch Are You Afraid of the Dark? That's like the kind of thing that it made me feel like. But I'm really liking it. It's an anthology, but it has like a main group of characters, which is really fun because it's like, it gets you more invested, and it's like, what little character quirk are we going to learn about somebody this episode? So I'm enjoying it. I looked up like pictures of black metal makeup or corpse paint, and it's so intimidating because everybody is so good. And I'm like, I can't do that. But I'm gonna try. Just kind of winging it. I don't know if I like the shape of these, if I wanted them to be more in or maybe even like more out. Does that make sense? I guess we'll just start filling it in and see what happens. I have a liquid eyeliner, so hopefully that'll work. Oh, and I'm also rewatching What We Do in the Shadows. I'd already seen all the first 3 seasons, and I've seen season 1 like a few times at this point. But I haven't seen season 4 yet, and I'm watching season 4. I'm on season 4 right now, so I'm watching it for the first time. I thought it was gonna suck. So far, it hasn't. I will say that season 3 ended in a way that you think season 4 is gonna go much different than it turns out that it is going, if that makes sense. It's like they did all this setup, and then season 4 came and they're like, I don't want to actually have to do all that stuff, so let's just like say that a bunch of time passed and do something else instead. So in that way it's a little bit disappointing, but they have introduced like some really funny new concepts that I've been enjoying. And like episode 2, I think it was episode 2, I laughed my ass off. I laughed like the hardest I've laughed in a long time. I was also on an edible, so that probably has something to do with it, but it was really funny. So I'm trying to take it slow. I'm only on episode 5, maybe only even 4. I'm trying to savor it because every season is only 10 episodes, so they go real quick. But after I'm done with it, I'm not sure what I'm gonna watch, because I've been watching a movie and then like maybe 2 episodes of Supernatural, and then What We Do in the Shadows, and then some Game Grumps, and then some ASMR, and that's like my pattern. So once I'm done with What We Do in the Shadows, I'm gonna need like another short little funny show to watch. And I'm not sure what that's gonna be. I did just remember today that there's a What We Do in the Shadows. There's another show. It's a spin-off with characters from the movie. Which, if you've never seen What We Do in the Shadows, the show or the movie, but specifically the movie, you need to watch the movie. It's hilarious. One of the only comedy movies that I actually like. It's so funny. But there's another show based on it, with different characters from the movie, so I thought maybe I could try that one out. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere. I also remembered that Garth Marenghi's Dark Place exists, which is kind of like spooky vibes, but like sitcom-ish. I tried watching that before and I didn't really like it, but that was a few years ago, so maybe I would feel different about it now. I could also rewatch Mighty Boosh. That's not necessary. I mean, that's a little bit spooky vibes sometimes. But yeah, so I've been watching TV. I'm enjoying it. It's fun because I never watch TV, so it's just like, wow, there's a whole world out there. It's actually really overwhelming. I'm like trying to find shows and it's like, how are you supposed to know what's good? That's the thing about movies, is it's like, even if it sucks, okay, maybe it only wasted like 2 hours of your time, if that. But a show, it's like, that's gonna waste a lot more than 2 hours of your time. I got like 2 minutes in to the Dracula miniseries and I was like, I don't know if I should do this. Probably help if I had a brush that was a little bit bigger than this, but I don't think I do. But yeah, I did say that I want to talk about Stranger Things, so let's talk about it. I have a very complicated relationship with that show. So basically, I watched it, my best friend and I watched it like when it first came out, which was in 2016, I think. And we were just like, it's not that good. Like it's pretty disappointing. Like it's really nothing special. And then the whole world was like, this show is amazing. And the more love that we saw for it, the more hate that we developed for it. And the more that we were like, okay, like it seriously was not good. It actually was terrible. Like it actually sucked. Like it actually was like one of the worst shows and like a total ripoff of like all this 80s stuff, and it actually was so bad and we hated it. We hated it. Like, hated it. And I held that hate for years. And then in 2019, I powered through, how many seasons was it? Like, maybe I should use like a sponge. I'm gonna try a sponge and see if that works any better. Probably doesn't. No, it definitely doesn't. I wish I had a bigger brush. Oh, I used this for nail polish at one point, I guess. That's not gonna work. So in 2019, where'd I put my brush? I powered through, I think, like 7 seasons. 7 terrible, terrible seasons of Mad Men. I just kept waiting for it to get good, and it didn't ever get good. This is really hard with this tiny brush. But I watched the whole thing. And after that, like after forcing myself through that and hating it the whole time, I was like, I can do anything right now. Like, I'm so powerful. I can take on anything. And so, even after all of my years of hate, I decided to give Stranger Things another chance, which is pretty crazy. It's very brave of me, if I can be so bold to say that. Rewatched season 1, still hated it. Still hated it. Season 2, I'm like, yeah, okay. Season 3, yeah, whatever. I watched it. I didn't really have anything to say about it. I messed up the shot. I had to move my phone so that I could get something. And I moved the camera. But I found a bigger brush. So I watched it. And then it just kind of like stopped existing for me. I was like, I did it. It's done. Let's not think about it. And then a full year and a half later, because I did this in the summer of 2019. And in the fall, so I guess it was like a year and 3 months later. So there's this, this is actually important. There's an artist that I love called Pogo, who remixes a lot of like movies and TV shows and turns them into songs. I love his music so much, and he has some Stranger Things songs. And I rediscovered Pogo. I listened to him when I was a kid, like 13 years old or something, 13 or 14. And then I just kind of fell out of it. But I rediscovered him in the summer of 2019 because I was still subscribed to him the whole time, and I accidentally clicked on one of his videos, and I decided to let it play, and I was like, this is good, why did I stop listening to him? So I started listening to him again, and he has a lot of Stranger Things songs. Well, not a lot, but he has like 3. Well, it was 3 at the time, it's more now. And so listening to those songs that were like for Stranger Things, and then he has another one, well, I'll just tell you what they're called. Actually, it's 3. There's one called Reach, and that was not exclusively Stranger Things. Well, none of them are really exclusively Stranger Things, but they kind of are. The one called Reach is like Stranger Things is part of it, but not the whole thing. And then he has another one called Kaleidogorgon, and another one called it's either Moonlake or Glowflake. I always get them confused. That's also just pretty much Stranger Things. And they're really, really good. And I was like, when I saw that he had those, I was like, oh God, this is so like him too. He's in love with it too. But they were really good. And I'm like, damn. And so I honestly believe that Pogo's Stranger Things songs like are part of the reason that I decided to revisit the show in the summer of 2019. Because I mean, even that timing is like perfect. But so I rewatch it 2019. I just like put it out of my head, like that didn't happen. I didn't do that. That's not a thing that happened. November 2020, so a year and 3 months later, I am listening to Pogo again. I haven't listened to him like in a bit. I go through phases where I listen to him like all the time, and then I take like a few months off, and then I listen to him again. And I'm at work, I'm listening to Pogo, and some of his Stranger Things songs come on, and I'm like, what's this feeling that I'm feeling? What is this? And oh my God, I forgot a huge part of the story. Backtrack. Okay. I think it was also in November. In November, I rewatched of 2020. So if you can't keep up, so I rewatched the show in summer 2019. I forget about it. Year and 3 months passes. It's November 2020, and I'm rewatching it. I didn't like it the first time that I saw it, but I wanted to watch the sequel, so I rewatched the first one, and obviously Finn Wolfhard is in it. And oh my God, I'm really liking how this looks. Finn Wolfhard is in it. And I'm like, something about Finn Wolfhard. Like something about that character that he's playing. Like, I want to look up some fan fiction for this. Should I be admitting this? Should I be admitting that I read it fan fiction? Or any type of fan fiction? I like fan fiction, what can I say? I just read a like 118,000 word Mad Max Fury Road fan fiction, so that's what's going on in my life right now. But so I rewatched it, and then I watched It 2. I don't like them. I don't like those movies. They're bad. But I'm like, something about Finn Wolfhard and something about that character. What's his character's name? Richie? Like, something about Richie. Like, I feel like I need to look up fan fiction for that for some reason. So I'm looking up It fan fiction. I'm like, no, this isn't really what no, that's not really what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. And I eventually end up looking up Stranger Things fanfiction. I'm like, that's weird. What am I doing looking up Stranger Things fanfiction? I don't even like that show. Like, I know that I watched all of it, but I don't like it. A few days later, I'm listening to Pogo again. For the first time in a few months. I listened to his Stranger Things songs, and I'm at work, and I listened to Kaleidogorgon, and it's either Glowflake or Moonlake, I can't remember what it's called, but I listened to those at work, and I'm like, what's this feeling that I'm having right now? Like, what is this? What's going on? I'm looking up Stranger Things fan fiction. I'm listening to Stranger Things songs, like remixes. What's happening here? I'm driving home from work that day. I play Reach on the way home. And it just like hits me. And I literally like remember exactly the stoplight that I was at when I realized, oh no. That figures. Oh my gosh, look how red my skin is underneath. Fucking Rudolph over here. I literally remember the exact stoplight that I was at when I realized, oh my god, I actually like Stranger Things. And I was just like, what the fuck? Because I was in denial about it for a year and 3 months. Denial. Like, yeah, I watched the whole thing, but I didn't like it. And then listening to those songs, I finally, and like having rewatched it and seen, you know, one of the characters, I was like, oh my god, I actually liked that show. And it was really hard for me to handle. I know that sounds like I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. Like, that was hard to deal with because I hated that show. And so to realize that I actually liked it was like, oh my god, it was like, it was just like a total enemies to lovers arc. It's like, what the fuck? So, anyway, that's my little unwarranted or unsolicited probably uninteresting story about how I got into Stranger Things, or how I realized that I actually like it. But I still haven't seen season 4 because I have to finish Supernatural first. So I'm probably gonna finish Supernatural and then take a little break, and then I'm gonna rewatch season. I'm gonna rewatch Stranger Things from the beginning. But yeah, it was like a total gut punch. I know that sounds so silly, but I don't know if I want these to have like eyebrows or if I would just want to leave it like this. I kind of like this. It's giving dead. I literally hate that I have started saying it's giving. I avoided it for a really long time, and now I accidentally say it like all the time. Not all the time, but I think I might like just like feather it out a little bit though. So it's not so like clean cut. But yeah, in 2021, I went to a Stranger Things drive-through experience or drive-in experience. Which if I were to go to that now, I'd be like, this is lame, but it was 2021 and we hadn't done things for a whole year. So it was really fun. I went with my mom. We like dressed up even though we knew we were just gonna be in the car the whole time. My mom doesn't even watch the show. Apparently, and I don't remember this, but apparently I told her that she could never watch it back when I hated it. I don't remember actually telling her that, but she insists that I did. So she's like annoyed with me about that. But she wouldn't even like it anyway, I promise. She doesn't even watch shows like that. Oh my god, I'm loving this. This is super fun. I kind of fucked that up a little bit. This is a very rambly kind of video. Okay. Do I want like, I think I want more on this side. Anyway, man, what else do I have to talk about? I've had a really busy October. I went to 3 concerts and Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios. I went with my mom to all of those things. Okay, I don't know how I want to do my lips, but I don't have black lipstick. I think I'm just gonna start by filling them in and then see what happens. I feel like there was like more to say about Stranger Things, but I guess there wasn't. Like, the story didn't really go anywhere, did it? Probably wasn't the most interesting story. I just think, like, I mean, you have to understand how much I hated the show, and then to realize that, like, to rewatch it and then still hate it, and then realize that I actually liked it was really wild. Which I still didn't like season 1 when I rewatched it, but now that I love the show, I'm like, when I rewatch season 1 again, I feel like I might actually like it this time. Maybe not. Maybe not. Season 1's not very good. I'm not gonna lie. We'll see. I don't know. Oh my god. I avoided spoilers so well. And then some fucking asshole on Hinge. My fault for being on Hinge, I guess. Put a spoiler in their profile. And I sent them a message like, dude, who puts a spoiler in their profile? And bitch never replied. Not that I wanted her to. I've already gotten in a fight with somebody on Bumble. I don't need to get in a fight with somebody on Hinge, too. But that's fucked up. I mean, who puts a spoiler in their profile? Asshole. I was doing so well avoiding them, too. Okay, I messed that up a little bit, but it's gonna get messed up on purpose. Okay, I think I'm just gonna wing it. Oh my god. The cool thing about corpse paint is that, like, even when you do a shitty job, it still looks pretty cool. Oh my god, I'm so digging. Okay, do I want to put some on the top is the next question. But I should set this with black eyeshadow, which is what I meant to do earlier. This is kind of shimmery on accident because it's next to a shimmery one. Now it's shimmery. I don't really want it to be shimmery. That's not very metal of you. Oh, I just tried licking my lips and then they have the black on them. Okay. I'm gonna get a different black. Also, I don't know if I should put, yeah, I probably should. I'll put some eyeliner on so it's not like weirdly patchy. And I'll put mascara too, even though you probably won't be able to see it anyway. But yeah, I saw My Chemical Romance finally. I'm a salty bitch about it. The set list fucking sucked. Like, they were good and they sounded good, but the set list was like so rough. But they did end with a good song. They ended with Demolition Lovers. So I was like, okay. Like, it could have ended worse. Could have ended better. But it's just like the fact that I waited literally 2 years because it got postponed twice. And then, like, after all that time, like, building it up in my head, it was, like, kind of disappointing. I'm also not a huge My Chemical Romance fan to begin with. I only started listening to them in 2019. I didn't ever listen to them when I was younger because I always felt like the fans were annoying. I think I want to, like, maybe smudge it. But yeah, the set list was not good. I was just kind of like, bummed. I don't know. How do we feel about that? I saw, before that, I saw New Order and Pet Shop Boys. Pet Shop Boys were okay. New Order was great. New Order was awesome. And then this week I saw Panic at the Disco. Something about me talking about Panic at the Disco while I'm doing black metal makeup. Those two things don't go together. A black metal fan would beat the shit out of me for liking Panic at the Disco. How do we feel about that? This stuff doesn't really blend, so it's just kind of like... Oops. I mean to put it up there. But Panic at the Disco is like my second favorite band. I've been listening to them since I was literally 9 years old, so this is my 6th time seeing them. It was good. They always put on a really good show, but they played the entire new album and I'm just like, you can't do that with any other album that you have. You've literally never done that before, but you'll do that for this album? Okay. The new album isn't good. Are we doing waterline eyeliner? That used to be my jam back in the day. Yeah, I don't like the new album. There are certain songs, there are about 5 songs on that album that I'm like, okay. The rest, no. And there are 12 songs. So, but it was a good show. I don't know if I should even say this, because I feel really, really bad. And it was like embarrassing. His voice was cracking like a lot during the show, and I felt so bad. I'm like, it doesn't have to be embarrassing. Like, we're all human, we all make mistakes, nobody's perfect. Like, you're on stage almost every night, like your voice is gonna get tired. But it was like, it was so embarrassing. I don't know if everybody else felt that way. What the hell was that? A chunk of that eyeliner like literally came off onto my eye. Like, I know nobody's perfect, but it was so embarrassing. I was literally at a point where I'm like, okay, oh, there it is. Like, okay, the show can just end here. Like, you don't have to keep going. Like, I'd be fine if it just ended right now. But then he took like a tiny little break. I don't think it was on purpose, but, or like, I don't think it was specifically because his voice was cracking, so he took a break. I think it was just like a break in the show. Like between songs, like I'm talking like 2 minutes. No, probably not even, probably like a minute. It was literally just like in between when playing the new album stopped and playing some other songs started. That period of time, and then he came back and then he sounded pretty good after that. But yeah, his voice cracked like really bad and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, because I know he has an amazing voice. Like, I've heard him a million times, and I've heard him at an acoustic show where it was like definitely just him singing and he sounds amazing. Like, I know he has an amazing voice. Brendan Urie, I mean, I don't think I said his name, but that's what I'm talking about. But it did sound like he was like losing his voice a little bit, because even when he would talk, he just sounded like kind of hoarse. So he probably had something going on, but he didn't like address it or anything. And I feel like if that were me and my voice cracked, I'd be like, I'd have to make a joke about it. I couldn't just let it happen. Like, I would have to be like, oh, what was that about? Or something like that. Like, I couldn't just, you know what I mean? But he didn't say anything about it, but I felt so awkward. I don't know if everybody else felt awkward, but I felt so awkward. It's like, oh, I don't know if this is a good idea, but this video is like really inspired by Jingle Jangle ASMR. She has a video where she's just doing her Halloween makeup and she's like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just staying at home. I literally love her so much. I rediscovered her. She was one of like, well, she was like one of the first channels that like supported me really early on in my channel. By that I mean like she left me a few nice comments and I left her some comments when she had her comments open. I'm so sad that she doesn't have comments on. I don't know what happened. And she's also been gone for a while. Like she hasn't posted in a long time. And there's like a period where she changed her profile picture. There's also a period where she changed the channel name to her name. And I was like, oh no, it's coming. She's about to delete all of her videos. But then she changed it back to Jingle Jangle. So I'm hoping that she won't delete her videos because I love her videos. I watched her a lot back in 2019. And then I kind of fell out of it because she started posting a lot of like ghost story videos and I can't watch that stuff because it scares me too much. But I rediscovered her a few months ago and I'm like, oh my god, I love her videos so much. She's just like got such a cozy vibe and she's perfect for fall. And I just love her so much, and like I extra love her because she was nice to me when I had like 2 subscribers probably. I don't know. Not that I have too much more than that today, but yeah. So it's inspired by her. I'm like, I love that for you. Just doing your makeup, sitting at home. I'm not going anywhere. I'm doing this just for fun. It's literally midnight right now. It's literally 1 a.m. right now. I haven't even had dinner yet. I think we're done here. Like, there's more that I could do, but I think that it's like pretty good on its own. I like how this turned out. I really, really like it. What do you think? Do I look metal enough? Well, I shouldn't do this then. I should do this. I like it. What if I took the hair down? It could go, not because it's blue, but because I haven't washed it in almost 3 weeks. So that's pretty metal, right? Oh my god, I can say my joke. We gotta operate on a guy with 7 broken ribs and blue hair. I've been wanting to make that joke since I dyed my hair. I know nobody will get it, but oh my god. I want to part my hair in the middle, but it doesn't suit me. I don't have the right face shape for it. I love this. And then I put my glasses on and I just look like an idiot. Then I just look like a dumbass. I messed up the camera angle so much. I'm sorry. You could like see this in the shot the whole time. Edge of the wall. I'm sorry. can't see myself in the viewfinder. Oh my god. I really like it. I don't want to take it off. This looks cool. This was super fun. I also have this black blood, but I don't know if that would ruin it. But I feel like it would be fun to try it. I don't know what's in it. It doesn't have the ingredients listed. I'm a little worried. Look how... Ooh. Okay, we're just gonna go for it. Like, okay, you've seen it. It looks cool. I think it looks cool. Oh, I didn't put mascara. Honestly, I don't need it. I'm just gonna take it right off anyway. You probably can't even tell. I don't need it. I don't think black metal boys wear mascara. It has like, I got like little pieces of black on my nose, I just realized. Oh shit. I hate it when that happens. And this powder just, it doesn't come out. It doesn't shake out. Like, you have to open it. There's no other way to do it. And then you make a giant mess. Hopefully you can't see this, because that's not what I want. But other than the black that fell on my nose, I think it's pretty cool. Oh my god. Can I look like this all the time? This is really fun. No, in my moments of rage when I've been listening to black metal, I've just imagined like painting my face black, so this is like really a dream come true. I think I didn't do so bad. I was really worried, but I think it honestly looks really cool. And now I'm gonna mess it up with the black blood. I just think it would be fun. I don't know what's in this stuff. Oof. I kind of want to gag. Oh my god. I love it. I can taste it. This ain't edible. What do we think? I think it looks really cool. Let me pick you up. I can't see myself, but my first try. It's a lot of fun. This was really, really fun. Now I'm gonna remove it all, which is not gonna be fun, but oh shoot, I dripped it on the shirt. Well, at least it's a black shirt. I guess that's it. I'm making a mess. I think it looks cool. It's dripping all over my shirt. Sorry to the shirt. But hey, if I stained the black metal shirt by putting on black metal makeup, I think that's allowed. I don't want to take it off. I like it. Well, I've got nothing left to say, so I've rambled enough. Nobody watched this far. It's okay. I make videos for myself. Okay. I'm gonna send a Snapchat to my friend and scare her. And then I guess I'll take all of this off. Even though I don't want to, but I'd send a Snapchat to my brother, but it would probably scare him. He's a baby. He's gonna jerk off. Oh my god. I think I look fucking rad. Okay. Peace out.